On Children's Day, my parents threw a big family celebration for the grandkids. I came straight from work and found my children sitting on the laundry room floor, eating from paper plates, while my sister's kids enjoyed a beautifully decorated table. Mom barely looked up. They're used to leftovers, Dahlia smirked. At least they got something. I stayed quiet. Instead, I glanced at an upcoming mortgage payment and pressed one button, cancel. Dahlia had always been the golden child. She got dance classes. I delivered newspapers. When she became a parent, my parents acted like they only had 3 grandchildren, hers. My kids, Noah and Ivy, barely seemed to exist. I put up with the favoritism for years. What I never forgot was what happened 4 years earlier. Dad's business collapsed, and the bank was less than 2 days away from taking their home. Dahlia wouldn't help. Her husband said it wasn't their responsibility, so I refinanced my own house, pulled out $190,000 in equity, and bought my parents' mortgage myself. I held the loan personally. They paid me just $800 a month, far below market value. For 4 years, I never mentioned it. Not when Mom proudly told everyone how they survived difficult times. Not once. At 6 p.m., I walked into the Children's Day party wearing my work badge. The house was packed with relatives, decorations, and a castle-shaped cake. Dahlia's 3 children sat proudly at the head of the dining table in matching outfits. Meanwhile, my 7-year-old son Noah and 4-year-old daughter Ivy sat cross-legged on the floor. Ivy had ketchup on her dress and looked like she was fighting back tears. "What's going on here?" I asked. Mom shrugged. "We ran out of chairs. They're fine. They're used to leftovers." As Dahlia walked by with a glass of wine, she added, "You should be thankful they got anything." My wife Camilla stepped in behind me. The moment she saw Ivy on the floor, all color drained from her face. "Come on, sweetheart. We're leaving." I picked up Ivy, took Noah's hand, and walked out. On the drive home, Ivy quietly asked if she had done something wrong, then Noah spoke. "Grandma said the good table was only for real grandkids." Camilla cried the entire way home. I didn't. I kept thinking about a folder sitting in my office. That night, after the kids were asleep, I called my attorney. "I want the loan called in. Full balance. 30 days. He paused. "There's still $167,000 left. They can't pay that." "I know." The next morning, a certified letter was mailed. I also canceled every bill I'd been secretly covering for 4 years. Property taxes, homeowner's insurance, utilities, everything. Dad's Social Security never stretched far enough, so I had been paying the difference. Not anymore. On the 3rd day, Mom called screaming. "What is this letter? What are you doing?" "I'm collecting what I'm owed. We're your parents, and Noah and Ivy are your grandchildren. You're doing this over where people sat. If that's all you think it was, then you still don't understand." I ended the call. An hour later, Dad called. His voice was calmer. "Son, we don't have that kind of money." "I know. Then why are you doing this?" "Because for 4 years I've been paying your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and electric bill, and none of you knew." Silence. "Mom believed she saved the house herself," he finally said. "You let her believe that. Then she told my children they were used to leftovers." More silence. Finally, Dad said, "I didn't know about the party. You were there. You saw them sitting on the floor. You said nothing." He had no answer. Then Dahlia called. She was furious. "You're making Mom and Dad lose their house over paper plates?" "No, they're losing the house because 4 years ago you refused to help them, and now they can't pay what they owe. That's not fair. It's not punishment. It's math." She accused me of being cruel. I called it billing. She called 7 more times. I ignored every call. Day 30 arrived. My parents couldn't pay. My attorney completed a deed transfer instead of foreclosure. The house became mine. 6 weeks later, I sold it to a young couple with 2 children. They cried when they received the keys. My parents moved into a small 2-bedroom rental across town. Dahlia didn't take them in. Her husband said it wasn't their problem. The same words he'd used 4 years earlier. Later, Mom sent me a long email about family, forgiveness, and moving forward. I never replied. Last month, Noah turned 8, and Ivy made him a paper crown.